Hey everybody, and welcome to Green Tips Garden. In today's edition we're going to be looking at how to take lupine cuttings. Lupines are a classic cottage garden perennial available in a number of bright colours. They look great in the herbaceous border with their flower spikes and their palmate leaves, and they're really attractive to pollinators like bees. It's particularly enjoyable to watch them trying to clamber into the flowers. But unfortunately they can also be quite expensive and prone to slug damage and loss during winter. So why not treat yourself to one and use the information in this video to take cuttings from the mother plant. This is my parent plant, and you can see that the side shoots are just beginning to appear. They're only a couple of centimeters above soil level. What I want to do is to just detach these from the parent plant near to the stem of the parent, and we want pieces that are not hollow, so they haven't yet developed that hollow stem, because the hollow stem is not able to produce the roots and thus the cutting wouldn't take. Also, we don't want to take too many pieces because we don't want to deplete the parent plant. So you can see here that the pieces that I'm removing are about, once I've gone down near to the stem of the parent plant, they're about 7 or 8 centimeters long from the tip of the leaves to the base of the cutting. So from one plant you can take multiple cuttings and really save yourself a small fortune. Here I have my clean pot, and I'm going to just tidy up the stems a little on this using my snips, and there's a link to buying snips in the description below. And what I'm doing is just removing additional leaves that the plant will not need. So bear in mind, these cuttings don't have roots, so they're not able to supply all the moisture requirements just yet to their leaves. So if you have the leaves on, it's going to continue to lose water through the leaves, and then the cutting will just die because of it will be dehydrated. So just snipping off these side leaves. Some of them are damaged as well, so there's no point leaving those on just in case they rot off. And you can see here for the size of the pot I've got about 3 cuttings, and you'll see that some of these are really 2 plantlets. I would usually remove these because you don't want to have too many demands on the cutting while you're trying to wait for the roots to develop. But lupines, under the right conditions, seem pretty easy to get rooted, so I'm really taking a chance here, and maybe I'll get a nice crown developed from even these double plantlets that I've got here. Now we got our cuttings 7 or 8 centimeters long with the excess leaves removed, and also just having a look at these, I can see there's some of those leaf bases left on from where I've removed the leaves with the snips, and I just want to take those away as well, because we don't want to leave any material which might rot off and then cause the entire cutting to fail. Using seed compost is really good because it's free draining, and it means that you don't overwater your cuttings. And I'm also using rooting hormone powder. Now some people take cuttings, they say rooting hormone powder's a waste of time, but I've always used it and it's always proved to be beneficial. So until this rooting hormone powder runs out, I'm going to keep using it. And I'm using my dibbler, so there's a link to the dibbler and the rooting hormone again in the description below. And I put the cuttings around the edge of the pot. Now I have heard why this is the done thing, but I can't remember off the top of my head. So if you've got any ideas why we put the cuttings around the edge of the pot, let me know what they are and leave your comment in the box below. So here we are with the cuttings. We place them around the edge of the pot, firm them in gently, tap off obviously any excess rooting powder that's not necessary, and then just give them a drink of water. Now we don't want the soil to be sopping wet, we want it to be moist but not soaking. And again, right soil means that that's harder to do because it's free draining. And then just pop them in a food bag. This helps to retain the moisture and keep the humidity high while we're waiting for the roots to develop. And what you can do is you can periodically open the bag just to freshen up the air. And also, without opening it, you can check from the bottom of the pot to see if any roots are developing. And then I pop this in a bright location out of direct sunlight. In fact, I use my UV lamps that I got from IKEA. So if you've enjoyed this video, click the like button, and if you'd like to stay up to date with my latest videos, please click the subscribe button. And as I mentioned, the products are listed in the description below.